Hey everybody, so welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to be talking about my Shop My Stash. I'm going over what I used in June, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to be using in July if I can get words out right now. So if you haven't seen my 20 and 2020 intro or updates, I will link that below. The first update should be up before this one. But so why I'm doing a Shop My Stash is my project pan is 20 and 2020. So I'm using a pour hitting pan on 20 items by the end of the year, and I kind of don't want to be just like randomly using stuff hoping to maybe try to, you know, hit pan on something or use something up. So I am focusing on specific items each month and seeing how much progress I can make, and you know, being kind of purposeful because I didn't pick 20 specific products to use up. I just want to do 20. And that way I have a little bit more wiggle room. I don't want to get like tired and you know, burn out of using the same thing. So that's why I'm doing the Shop My Stash. So I'm going to be going over the stuff that I used for this month. So it's only the 23rd right now, but I'm going to be filming these a little bit ahead, kind of on like a week buffer, because I'm just like filming and editing and, you know, all that fun stuff. So I wore makeup every day except for 2 days. This past weekend, one day. This past Saturday I did my craft show and I only had makeup on like from here up because I had a mask on all day. But then Sunday I did not wear any makeup, so that's really it. I mean, I wore makeup every day besides that. And then with this Shop My Stash, I'm using these products every day except for days that I film. So like today I'm wearing just whatever I wanted to kind of keep it, you know, interesting, because I don't want to be like wearing canceled stuff, you know, on my channel. So the first thing was this Anastasia stick foundation. So I use this pretty much every day. But this, honestly, this is not my favorite. Like, this doesn't last all day for me, and the shade is slightly off. It's not like terrible, but it's slightly noticeable. So let me mark on this paper where my progress is. So here is what it looks like. That's rolled all the way up. And then on this paper is how much I've used up. So that's quite a bit. But that's only 1 month, so you know, that might take, let's see, if I do this in math, if I use up the same amount each month, there's one, it's gonna take me 4 months, well, 3 more months to use it up if I use the same amount. That's a lot. I didn't think there would be that much product in there. But I used that with these brushes from EcoTools. This is the Ultimate Buff. I think these are called the 360 something, but they have this smaller one. I was using the smaller one, but this bigger one obviously is going to be faster, and I don't have a problem going around my nose with this, so I just use this EcoTools brush with that. I've tried to use my makeup sponge, like my Real Technique sponge, with that. It does not work. But this product I am rolling over into my Project Pan, so I'm doing that one on my Instagram, so go follow me on there. It's at Askeland. But basically the Project Penciled is where project panners on Instagram are taking products from brands that we kind of don't want to support anymore. We're like promising to not buy from them anymore, and while trying to use up the products that we have from them. And then if something changes, like if the brand becomes more inclusive or, you know, starts hiring more diverse people to work for them, then, you know, we can go from there. But just like for now, like canceling them for now, basically. So that's what I'm doing with Anastasia, because yeah, if you haven't seen that that's a lot of stuff happening with Anastasia. Then the next thing was this concealer, the ColourPop No Filter Concealer in the shade Fair 4. So it is pretty settled out in there. It's probably down to like here, I would say. I didn't mark it last time because you can't really see, but there is not a whole lot left in here at all. And this one is pretty old. I got this one, I actually got these two products at the same time in April 2018. So, I mean, the ColourPop concealer is good. ColourPop is another one of those brands that I am like canceling for now. So you won't see them much on my channel being tagged and all that. But that is almost gone, so. And then the ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder. I just use this to like kind of bake. I kind of bake lightly, like I don't cake it on to where you can like see the white, you know, splotches on there, but I just set with my sponge. There's a lot of product in this. I don't think I'm gonna be able to use that up anytime soon, especially just under my eyes. And the next thing in there was the Beautifully Bare setting powder, but I did use this up pretty well at the beginning of the month, so that's gone. And I was just going to use this powder all over my face, which it works for that, but I forgot that I had this from Physicians Formula kind of hiding in the back of my drawer, so I decided to put this in. This is brand new. I just started using it like 2 weeks ago, whenever that was, so. But the Physicians Formula is no longer cruelty-free, so I am not supporting them anymore. I'm not going to buy anything else from them, but I'm just trying to use up what I have from them. And speaking of that, the butter bronzer from Physicians Formula. So I had hit pan on this already before I started this, but I did widen the pan a little bit. And the blush in the Milani Luminoso blush. So I made a little bit of progress on there. You can kind of see some more. The line right here was right over to those little square things, and it's kind of moved over a little bit. This is not going very fast at all. This is a really like hard pressed product and is getting old, so I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to use this for, like if it just kind of stops working at some point. Then I have the Connie Beauty Cream Highlighter. I'm pretty sure this is called the something prismatic. I don't know, it doesn't have a name on it, but I got it in a Petit Vour box a while back, and I've been using this with the e.l.f. small stipple brush as like a base for another highlighter. So I just want to put that in there because it is a cream, and creams, you know, dry out fast. Then on top of that, I use this e.l.f. highlighter in Perfect Pearl. So here is you can kind of see, it's also kind of the same color as my hand, so it's hard to see the dip there, but there is quite a bit of a dip in the top of this. This is one of those ones from e.l.f. where you have to like scrape the top of it off before you get any like, you know, color off of it, so keep that in mind if you have this. And for eyeshadow, I used any palette. I mostly used my Z palette and then the e.l.f. J Kissa palette because I did those monochrome looks. ColourPop, so I talked about this in my 2020 last update, but I got a new magnetic palette from Colored Rain, and then I just kept all of my ColourPop stuff in this. So this is all of my ColourPop singles, and then these are ColourPop bronzer and highlighter. But I mostly use just like this color, and then this one. Those are my like everyday ones, and I think I'd probably be most likely to use those up, like those shades specifically. And the last thing on my list was the Anastasia matte lipstick in the shade Latte. So here is what it looks like now. This is my oldest lipstick, by the way. I got it in January 2018. And I do like the color of it, so that's why I even care to try to use it up. So here's my progress on that. So not much, because I mean I use that every day, sometimes 2, maybe 3 times a day. If I was eating and it came off, like I tried to make sure I was reapplying it just to get the most use out of it. This is going to take forever. Like if I do my little quick math like I did with the foundation, it'd take me like at least the rest of the year if I use it at the same rate that I did before. So I'm kind of rethinking this now. I was going to put this in my July Shop My Stash, but I mean, based on like my research or whatever just now, I don't think I'm going to use this up. There is no way. So I think I'm just going to move on to a different lip product for next month. Okay, so for July, I kind of reworked some stuff here. So I'm going to keep in the Anastasia Stick Foundation just to try to get used out of this, because foundation, I use it every day. I mean, I don't have that many, like I don't have a bajillion like I do lipsticks. So I'm going to keep on using this, and just because it is the oldest one that I have. And then I'm going to be also using, on the days that I don't want to wear that, I'm going to be using this KVD Lock-It Powder Foundation. And this is, I mean, I go through these like crazy, so I think maybe a week or 2 of use and this will be gone. And I will have to repress it pretty soon. But I'll just put on concealer on the spots that I need to and under my eyes, and then I'll just set everything with this, and that's it. There's no like, you know, having to do foundation and concealer and powder. It's just concealer and powder and done. And then I'm going to keep that same concealer in this month, try to use it up. I should be able to use it up this month, if not next month, maybe. But I do have a lot of concealers because I tend to get multiple shades, especially if it's one more inexpensive like that, just so I can, you know, I put like the lighter ones under my eyes and then the ones closer to my skin tone on the rest of my face. And also something I was doing with this one, I didn't mention it before, but where that Anastasia foundation is just slightly off, like a tad too dark and then a tad too warm toned, I will put this, since this is lighter, I'll put it under, like on my chin right here, and it kind of helps it look like not such a big difference like between my jawline and my neck. So probably would use this up faster if I did that every day. I didn't do it every day though. I'm keeping the same powders. I'm keeping the ColourPop No Filter setting powder and the Physicians, I can never ever say that, Physicians Formula. This powder, this is the Mineral Wear Talc-Free Mineral Face Powder. I think this has SPF in it, which powder SPF, don't trust that. It's like has a negligible amount of SPF. But yeah, I'm going to use this up. I've gone through like 3 of these in my lifetime, but sadly, Physicians Formula is not cruelty-free anymore. I am going to keep the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in. I kind of want to get use out of it and get it out as quickly as possible, but also I want a break from it. So, and also because this next one is in my Project Penciled, but this is the, I'm going to use the ColourPop. This is called Private Party, their bronzer. So this one is really hard pressed though. Like you don't really, I can even see that. So I might have to mess around, like kind of try to scrape it, maybe see if it has hard pan on it. And then I am keeping the Milani Luminoso blush in here. And also I am going to add in a cream blush. So this is the Juice Beauty Last Looks blush in the shade Orange Blossom. So I do want to get used out of this pretty soon because this is a little bit older. It's not focusing, is it? There. I did a whole video, I'm probably going to forget to link it below. I did a whole video about how to apply cream blush. So did I call this bronzer? I hope I didn't. And then for highlighter, I am going to be adding in 2 new ones actually. So this is the Ofra Pillow Talk highlighter. This is not their like glazed donut. This one is more pink. So I haven't used this in a while. I haven't pulled it out, but it is super bright, especially for fair skin. And Ofra is one of the brands that I'm going to be like penciling. That's why I added that in there. But I've never ever, like ever in my entire life, I think if I used that product every single day for the rest of my life, it'll still be going. So I'm not even gonna worry about, like, maybe I'll try to hit pan on it, but I'm not gonna try to use it up. And then this, and then I'm gonna use the ColourPop S'il vous plaît highlighter. So it's just a plain white kind of, it's also a little bit chunky, glittery. You cannot see that at all, can you? So the S'il vous plaît is right there, and then the Pillow Talk is right there. So this one I'm going to be using on days where I don't want like a whoop-bam because it is really hard to tone down that Ofra one. And then also this one I use as inner corner eyeshadow. For eyeshadow palettes, I'm going to be using the these singles from ColourPop just to try to maybe hit pan on one of them. I don't know if I'll be able to hit pan in a month, but I'm going to be, I thought about putting one of these in my Project Pencil because there's only going to be 4 products in there at a time, but I don't think I'll do that. I think I'll just kind of do like a pan that palette kind of deal with these. And I want to get some use out of this e.l.f. Opposites Attract palette. The past couple days I have been doing, or the past couple times that I've filmed, I've used this cool tone side of the palette, and I want to get some more use out of that. And then also I really like a lot of these shades on the warm tone side, so if I get tired of the ColourPop ones, I'll go into this. And then for lipstick, so earlier I was talking about I was going to keep going with the Anastasia Latte, but I think I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to try this Ofra because, like I said, I am penciling them. Actually, this one is going to be in my Project Pencil, this Ofra Staten Island, even though that's kind of a bold move for me to put a dark liquid lipstick in there, but I am going to count this as used up if it dries out, which is getting there, so it might not last too long once I'm like opening it and stuff. So, but this is a kind of a, I want to say gray, maybe kind of a grayish, also kind of maybe purpley. So I'm not going to swatch it because I'll never get it off, but It still smells okay. The Ofra liquid lipsticks have a scent to them and it still smells like that. So as long as it still smells like that, I'm fine. But it's not like that purpley, which I really like the shade. It's just kind of getting a little bit dried out. So when I apply liquid lipsticks, I will wipe off like 99% of the product off of the wand and then apply it. But sometimes that doesn't work if they start to get too dried out. So I'll have to see how long this lasts. And then just have something different because I might not want to wear that color every day. This one is the ColourPop Ultra Matte Lip in the shade Beeper. So this one I would definitely not have a problem with wearing every day, but I just want to get some use of the other ones. And I don't think there is much product in these ColourPop ones. So I talked about this in a video a long time ago, but liquid lipsticks and concealers really trick you with how much product they have in them. Because like if you look at this direction, it looks like, you know, most of this is full or whatever, but if you look this direction, I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see that. It keeps trying to focus on my face even though my face is not in the shot. But you can kind of see it even though it's not in focus, but this right here, this is so teeny tiny. Like this is a teeny tiny little tube on the inside, so this like plastic on here is really thick and it makes it look like there's a lot of product in there, but there's not. Like you can really see it if it's gonna focus on this this ColourPop concealer. So this looks like really fat, like the, you know, the tube on the outside, but if you look at this way, there's like nothing in there. It's optical illusion. So out of all the liquid lipsticks that I have, I'd probably use that Beeper the first, just because I like the shade, and so I like the formula. It's not like I don't like the formula of like Anastasia or ColourPop or whoever that I'm canceling, but I just, you know, I feel like you should care about who you're giving your money to. So the Beeper is a good one to kind of give me something a little bit different than the Ofra Staten Island. And Ofra's liquid lipsticks don't even look like this anymore anyways. They've repackaged them. I think are they square now? But yeah, I don't know. So that is it for my July Shop My Stash. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're doing this or the 20 in 2020. And check out my Instagram if you do project pans on there. If you follow people who do project pans or whatever. My username is @Ascaland. Also on Twitter as well. And subscribe to some of the videos. Give this one a thumbs up if that was interesting. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.